Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Everyone's looking gorgeous. I love just how everyone's dolled up, gussed up, and we out here doing this. It is amazing.
And it is
we got
going fast. We're close to showtime.
I know. Bonnie on the red carpet. She's just so classic.
I know. I really enjoyed
So
talking
classic.
with her.
Me too. Me too.
Such like wisdom. Her energy just was like
just
calming
so calm.
and and really cool.
Great.
Very good. Wow.
People are making their way down the red carpet right now, heading into the venue. We are close to showtime.
All right, we are joined by Robert Glasper, Terrence Martin, and Leon Bridges.
How are you doing tonight? You look fabulous.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored to be here and get this award and be presenting with my friend Joni Mitchell and see all my pals and see how everybody looks in the daytime dressed up like this.
Now, you're no stranger to the Grammys, but this is the first Grammys in Vegas. How are you feeling about the change?
Except for the fact that there was a party keeping me awake all night. There was like 1,000 people in the pool and a dance party all night. So.
Yeah,
no, it's okay. It's Vegas, you know.
Exactly. It is Vegas. Now, your friend Joni Mitchell was honored as Person of the Year. How has her music inspired you, influenced you?
Our whole generation, I mean, when she came out, there was nobody writing, and she still has held it up decades and decades later. There's nobody who's a more inventive artist, a great singer, incredible body of work, and a great guitar player.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Now, Bonnie, one question. If you could collab with any young artist nominated tonight, who would it be? Who's your dream collab?
It's a tough one. I love her. I might have
we
to,
love her too.
I might have to do that.
That's a collab I'd love to see. That would be really cool.
Can we make that happen, please?
I'm sure everybody here wants to collaborate with her, but as fellow musicians that play lead guitar, I would love to play with her.
Yeah, I think you get top priority. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now. Yeah, you get top priority.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for stopping and talking with us. Yeah.
Thank you, Bonnie. Have a great night.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am standing here with a true legend, the one and only Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie, what an honor to meet you. You look stunning tonight. How are you feeling?
I'm very excited, very grateful, and checking everybody out, including you. You look fantastic.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now let's give him something to talk about. You are a Lifetime Achievement Award winner here at the Grammys this year. At this point in your career, what does this recognition mean to you?
Well, to be validated by my peers, like it happened in my 40s with Nick of Time, and now at this point when I'm getting ready to start a new tour and be out after this pandemic shutdown, it's a very big celebration. I'm very grateful. Very grateful.
That's so incredible. Now, Sheryl Crow said that she wanted to be like Elton John until she heard you play electric guitar.
Get out.
You didn't know this?
No, I didn't know that.
So you've inspired so many people over the years, people like Sheryl Crow, true legends. What is it? How do you even process the influence that you've had on so many artists, some of them here tonight?
It's hard for me to imagine because I still feel like I'm just starting out. It's been 50 years, but you know, people have been really kind, and so many more women are playing lead guitar. You know, Prince's band, Beyonce's band, all the late night bands are all women musicians, so it's fantastic. We just got to get equal pay behind the cameras and in executive positions too.
Absolutely. Well, you have blazed the trail. Thank you so much. Honor to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm just mesmerized by your eye makeup. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's truly an honor.
Thank you.
Bonnie Raitt, you're adorable. How does it feel, Lifetime Achievement Award winner?
Well, to get it from my peers in this organization that has literally given me so much wonderful support over the years, it was unexpected, and I'm delighted that I can do it while I'm still working. You know, where I'm not like retired and comatose. It's a great sign of validation, and you know, I'm very grateful.
Well, I mean, you have certainly had your Grammy moments, you know?
Yes, I have.
And how did winning a Grammy, your first Grammy, do you remember that? And do you remember what it meant to your career?
Absolutely, because it wasn't just one. I won 4 in one night. And, you know, my record, Nick of Time, 30 years ago, had already sold 1 million copies by the time I got nominated, so I was already happy. And then I won a duet with John Lee Hooker. that afternoon. That was fantastic, and that's all the one I was expecting. And then to win 2 vocal awards, and pop and rock, and then also album of the year was life changing. You know, I got to pay my band better. I got to help my organizations that give back that I'm so involved with, and have a little financial security and move to where I wanted to live. It was life changing.
Now, we saw you out there with Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
That was like the most adorable pairing ever.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, she's a hero of mine. Even though we're friends, I'm still, you know, it's great.
Talk about seeing Joni come back from, you know, she was so sick, and
Yeah.
she came back, and when she came back, she seems to have come back with like more passion for everything in her life. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, I didn't know her right before she was had the aneurysm, so I don't know what she was like at that point. I hadn't seen her in a while. But for Brandi Carlile to organize these salon house parties, and I got to be lucky enough to come to a few of them, and watch how she just carefully led her back into being more comfortable speaking and singing. I mean, how could anybody that comes back from a serious illness like that and is so grateful? And that's where Joni's having the time of her life right now. And so I'm grateful to Brandi Carlile.
So are you all talking about maybe doing, I don't know, like an album together, or duets, or?
I don't know. I mean, nothing's off the table, I guess. But I'm just out on the road myself for the rest of the year. So after 2.5 years of not touring, I'm really glad to play for my fans again. And then who knows, maybe there'll be a little special album that we can all contribute to for Joni.
Yeah. What's really nice is seeing Joni get her due lately.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then she won Album of the Year, you know, the tribute album several years ago. But the Music Cares thing and the Kennedy Center Honors is wonderful, wonderful. Mm-hmm. It's like this lifetime achievement to be able to appreciate it and not, you know, in a nursing home is wonderful. Yeah.
Now, you've been so great and so candid about how, you know, it's hard to get older in this business, and it's especially hard if you're a woman, but you seem to be, you know, kind of...
I don't think it's harder. I mean, if you're in jazz and folk and blues and classical and world music, you're in like Flynn. Nobody cares about what your age is. You just get richer, and I don't mean financially. You get more experienced and more interesting, and your voice changes maybe, but it's got a different tone to it. I mean, I look at Tony Bennett, I look at Willie Nelson, I look at B.B. King, and my dad toured till he was in his mid-80s. You know, these are my heroes, and all the women as well, you know. Maybe if you were a dance Spice Girl, but I have no doubt that they're going to be rocking it when they're 65 and 70 years old, too. So I think times have changed, and ageism may have something to do with who gets to be an anchor on TV and who gets their own primetime TV show, but there's always place in music, especially on our end of the Americana roots part, for people to grow older with age and respect.
I kind of love
with age and respect, with more respect and, yeah, facility, except when I mess up with the words, just like I did.
Now, when you come to a Grammy event, you know, you're rubbing shoulders with people of all, you know, genres and all generations. What's been the most exciting for you at this Grammys?
Well, for me to be able to reunite with Joni again was fantastic, and have her well enough to walk to the podium and present, and know that I was on tour, so I couldn't come to Friday night's show, but I heard it was fantastic at Music Cares. So for me, sitting with Chris Stapleton and talking to all the different younger artists that have come over, and, you know, Maren Morris and Kelsey Ballerina that have come up and said how much they appreciate my music, that's a really fun thing for me. And then just as a fan, you know, Silk Sonic and Jay Blevins, and, you know, just the performance has been incredible the whole night. Billie Eilish, you know. I'm a music fan, you know.
It sounds like it. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Bonnie Raitt.
Thank you so much for having me. Here's to another 20 years.
Thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Nice to see you, too. Say hi to Dirk if you talk.
I will.
For me.
Lifetime achievement is huge. What is your advice to a new artist like Olivia Rodrigo, who took home her first win tonight?
Well, thanks for asking, as if I have the sage wisdom right here in my pocket. I think looking at other artists whose careers seem to be being managed by themselves and by whoever's representing them, their operations people, just see how they are holding it together and which labels they're associating themselves with. how they're working in the studio, how their records are turning out if they're self-directed, and get themselves a really good lawyer and don't sell your publishing if you don't need to, and follow in the lead of the other people that are setting examples. That's kind of what I did, and I'm just so blown away at the great, much more awareness and savvy that the artists seem to be having.
Will you tell us about the first time you met Joni?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was a freshman in college when I first saw her play at a little club called the Club 47. Tried to get backstage, but didn't. I was just a college student. So I think years later, maybe at Mariposa in the early 70s was the first time, and then we became friends years later. And just recently, I've been at some of her house parties with Brandy. So we run into each other usually at other people's gigs. But what a hero for me.
And our next question, Bonnie, is going to be on the screen right here virtually. Right in front of
Okay.
you.
Hi.
It's Andrea with ABC.
Hi, Bonnie. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been a while since you had your big Grammy triumph. And now you see there's a lot of really talented young female artists. I know you were with some of them at the Billboard Women of the Year Awards last month. Can you talk a little bit about the current women in music and how you feel they're sort of like, carrying the torch and making things better?
Absolutely. I mean, across all genres, I think women are kicking it, and I'd like to see, I don't focus on the country music scene, but I understand for a long time they weren't playing women, which just seemed perplexing to me. So let's hope that has changed. And the new crop of every year, the amount of poise and togetherness and balance that people are bringing to being successful at 19, like Olivia, like Taylor was, and when she first started out and had that massive success. But Billie Eilish, even Adele, most of the male and female artists are really showing up with a lot more good legal advice and, self-controlling their own careers, which I think is really great. But I've never seen a better crop of terrific new artists. I try to keep up with it, but it's like you guys in the journalism world, it's like how many more great art? You think you've heard everything, and then there's somebody new.
Our next question is going to be on your right.
Hi, Dave Schultz from Premier
Hi.
Networks. And wanted to ask, you introduced Brandi Carlile. Talk a little bit about her and maybe why you wanted to introduce her.
Well, I'm so glad these guys asked me to come and present with Joni, and Brandy's become a good friend, and I'm so glad to be one of her mentors, and she's always done so much for so many other women in the business, and what she's done for Joni and helping her come back from her aneurysm was just amazing. So I have great admiration for the way that she's running her career and the way she runs her foundation and her giving back, and great songwriter, just a great band leader, great collaborator. So I'm running out of superlatives, but I admire her a great deal and glad to be someone in her vein of influence. Oh man, to be recognized by my peers like this when I'm still on tour is really especially sweet, that I don't have to retire and then they give me a gold watch or something. So, it's just to be acknowledged for being an activist and a leader of a band and play an electric guitar, and they like my music. So it's been a wonderful thing just to be part of the Grammy Association all this time, but I wasn't expecting to get this Lifetime Achievement Award, so very sweet. No, I figured maybe in a couple of decades or something they'd wheel me out, but I'm really happy to take it tonight.
You are going to be presenting tonight.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, Joni Mitchell was this year's Music Cares Person of the Year, and I'm getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, so they put us together to introduce our friend Brandi Carlile, who is just such an inspiration to us both, and carrying the torch like her. There's so many, Billie Eilish, so many great younger artists that we all look up to now. So.
Bonnie, I think
but we're talking about people we look up to. Bonnie,
okay,
right?
Yes, yes.
Bonnie, right?
Speaking of.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly right.
How does it feel having been here? Like, there's so many, newcomers that are like, they're deer-eyed, doe-eyed, whatever you want to call it. But you've seen the evolution of these award shows, and what does it feel like to be here and see the new branch of music growing?
It's absolutely inspirational because there's so many different cross-pollinations of styles and generations, not just with Lil Nas and Billy Ray Cyrus, but just an amazing array of people that have the facility to play jazz. I mean, the categories are getting melded, which I really appreciate because I do a little bit of all kinds of different music meshed together, and a good song's a good song. So I'm happy to see everybody decked out in the daytime. It cracks me up every time.
It's funny, right? But hey, you know what? I also love, like as you were saying there, the different genres, everything else. Who do you have your eye on these days? Like, who are some of your favorites that kind of come to mind that you encounter day to day on your playlist? Or?
Well, I have to say Her has really caught my attention.
Yeah.
You know? And we just did the Billboard Women Awards a few weeks ago, and I was just so loving Phoebe Bridgers, and I love Billie Eilish, and there's just a tremendous amount of world music artists that I've been keeping my eye on, and just a lot of great, you know, Marcus King in the blues world. There's some really roots music is really especially being very exciting these days.
We've been talking a lot about Jon Batiste and just like the incredible art that he's bringing to the forefront.
11
nominations, most nominated artist tonight. And when, as you're mentioning some of those people, he came to mind for me because of the depth of his artistry and his and all of it. He kind of fits in that category.
Absolutely, and I should have mentioned his name. And you know, today I just watched that video for Freedom again where he's dancing. I was getting ready to go, and he's just a spirit, a beacon of light. And I mean, such incredible virtuosity, but so much soul and spirit. He's like Mavis Staples, somebody that's like a minister to the rest of us that are feeling down in the dumps.
Oh, well put.
Well, it's not about art or talent, but I have to tell you, I love your hair. Always have, and so
Thank
has
you.
my mom.
Oh, thank her.
Right,
Thank you.
right there.
Thank
You look so good.
Oh God, thank you so much. Wow, I've been nervous about it because you know a lot of these youngsters are coping really well with the level of fashion going on, and I just go, man, this is.
You look. Are you kidding?
Good.
Look fantastic.
And again, Bonnie.
Thank you so much for appreciating what I do.
Of course. Have a great night tonight.
Oh, I'm really
enjoy.
thrilled. I'm
So much fun.
Can I help you down here?
Nice to
I got
meet
this.
you.
Watch your step, okay?